Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking exactly how to protect your real estate investments from hidden legal surprises in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer, a seasoned investor, or maybe you're just curious about property rights, knowing exactly what is attached to your land is absolutely critical. We're focusing on easements today, a legal concept that can literally dictate what you can and cannot do in your very own backyard. Let's start with a surprising fact that catches a lot of property owners totally off guard. Under Virginia law, if a neighbor uses your driveway or crosses a specific portion of your land openly, continuously, and without your permission for 20 years, they could actually gain a permanent legal right to keep doing it. Crazy, right? That's a startling reality, and it proves exactly why you need to care about easements. You could buy a piece of land thinking it's 100% yours, only to find out someone else has a legally protected right to use it. So here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The basics of Virginia easements, 2. Researching your property deeds, 3. Contacting local government authorities, 4. Using online search tools, 5. Consulting title and legal pros, and 6. Hidden challenges and final thoughts. Let's dive in. Section 1. Easement basics, types, and definitions. Okay, let's get the formal definition out of the way. An easement is a non-possessory interest in land. What does that actually mean for you? Well, it means the holder of the easement doesn't actually own your property, but they have a legal right to use a specific portion of it for a very designated purpose. Put simply, someone else has a right to access a piece of your land. The most common example is a utility company needing to run power lines right through your side yard, or maybe a neighbor having the right to share a private access road that cuts across your property line. Now, in property law, this creates a really specific dynamic between two parties, the dominant estate and the servient estate. The dominant estate is the property or entity, like that utility company, that actually gets the benefit of the easement. On the flip side, the servient estate is the property that's burdened by it. It's the land that is actually being crossed or used. If you're buying property, you absolutely need to know, are you the dominant estate getting the benefit or the servient estate carrying the burden? Easements in Virginia generally pop up in 4 main ways. First, you have express easements. These are created by a written deed or contract, and they're definitely the easiest to find. Second are prescriptive easements. This is that 20-year rule we talked about earlier, born purely from decades of uninterrupted use. And actually, for municipal utilities, that prescriptive period drops down to just 10 years. Third, we have easements by necessity. These happen when a piece of land is subdivided and left completely landlocked, meaning they literally have to have access through a neighbor's parcel. And finally, conservation easements. These are voluntary, perpetual agreements meant to protect natural or historic land from future development. All right, now that we know what they are and how they're formed, let's walk through the 4-step process to actually track them down. Section 2, research deeds, following the paper trail. So, here is a absolutely crucial point. Virginia operates as a race notice jurisdiction. What on earth does that mean for you? It basically means any contract or easement must be properly recorded in local land records to actually be enforceable against new buyers who purchase the property without notice. So, if someone comes up and claims they had a handshake agreement with a previous owner to use your land, but they never officially recorded it with the county, that agreement might be completely void against you. That is exactly why the official written record is your best friend. When you're reviewing these documents, you really need to read carefully. Keep an eye out for clauses saying the land is subject to easements of record. You'll also want to trace the historical chain of title, meaning the deeds from prior owners. Sometimes an easement was written into a deed way back in, say, 1950, and modern deeds simply say they're subject to anything previously recorded. Also, if you're in a platted subdivision, you need to look at the official subdivision plat map. Why? Because streets and alleys shown on those plats often carry implied easements for the lot owners. Section 3. Contact authorities and dig into local government records. I want to share a really interesting number with you, 133. That is the total number of distinct recording jurisdictions in Virginia. This includes 95 counties and 38 independent cities. You see, in Virginia, independent cities, places like Virginia Beach, Richmond, or Alexandria, operate as their own entirely separate jurisdictions, completely independent from the counties that surround them. Because of this highly unique structure, you have to be absolutely sure you're contacting the correct specific circuit court clerk's office where the property actually sits. If a property is just barely inside the city limits of an independent city, its records won't be in the surrounding county's courthouse at all. They'll be sitting with the city's circuit court clerk. The clerk is the ultimate keeper of the deed books, judgment liens, and land records. This is exactly where you or a title searcher will go to find definitive proof of express easements. Section 4, Online Search Tools and Digital Research. While some of the more rural areas in Virginia might still require you to physically visit the courthouse, we are in the digital age, and many clerks now offer secure remote access subscriptions to their digitized land records. You can also leverage local GIS, that's Geographic Information System maps, and tax assessment portals to get some great initial clues. For example, Fairfax County provides incredible public GIS datasets where you can visually see captured subdivision and easement plots overlaid right on a map. There are also third-party title search portals that can pull these records for a fee, which can save you a whole lot of driving. Section 5. Consult professionals and when to call for help. Legal expert Anthony Shin hits the nail on the head with this quote. He emphasizes that the law penalizes property owners who wait. If you suspect someone is encroaching on your land or using a path they shouldn't be, ignoring it just means the clock is ticking toward that 20-year prescriptive easement we talked about. Early professional intervention is absolutely vital. You really want to nip these issues in the bud. So when exactly do you bring in the heavy hitters? Well, you call a title company when you need a full title search or an ownership and encumbrance report before you buy a property. And absolutely when you're obtaining title insurance, which, by the way, you should always get. You'll want to call a real estate lawyer if a property appears landlocked and you need to legally establish an easement by necessity, or if you have to send a formal demand letter to stop a neighbor's 20-year prescriptive clock from running out. Professionals are your ultimate safeguard against complex chain of title defects that an untrained eye is simply going to miss.
Section 6, Hidden Challenges and Our Final Thoughts.
Because prescriptive and implied easements are created by physical use and history, not by written documents, they are not going to show up in the circuit court clerk's records. You have to physically walk the property. Think of this as your field checklist. Look for unrecorded dirt paths or tire tracks crossing the land. Keep an eye out for manhole covers, utility boxes, or signs of underground private water lines. All of these might point to an unrecorded utility easement. And always, always look for fences that appear to be built over property lines. Your eyes on the ground are just as important as your eyes on the deed book. Now, as the ultimate pro tip to protect your investment, please remember that this explainer is meant to be a helpful, educational starting point. Real estate law is incredibly nuanced. You should always consult with qualified title companies and real estate attorneys regarding your specific property circumstances to make sure your rights are fully protected. I'll leave you with this final question to ponder. Are you absolutely sure you're the only one with a claim to your land? Don't leave it to chance. Grab those deeds, utilize the digital tools we talked about, walk your property lines with a keen eye, and make sure your Virginia real estate truly belongs only to you. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and happy researching.